You ever sit in your driveway for a minute longer than you needed to? Engine off, still thinking about work, not quite ready to walk inside. That pause right there, that's the most important leadership moment of your day. Now, most men don't have a marriage problem. They have a transition problem. Researchers call it stress spillover, when pressure from work carries directly into family life. Now, decades of research into family psychology show us that unregulated work stress predicts irritability, withdrawal, and reduced warmth at home. In plain terms, your nervous system doesn't automatically switch from solve mode to connect mode. And this matters because you're not walking into a boardroom. You're walking into your influence. And if you don't intentionally reset, you bring your work nervous system into your living room. So tonight, I'm going to give you a simple 10-minute reset you can do before you walk inside, one that protects your marriage, your kids, and your leadership. All day long, you've been operating in what neuroscience calls the sympathetic nervous system, the flight or fight system. It's fantastic for deadlines, and it's terrible for connection. Now, Stanford neurobiologist Robert Sapolsky's research on stress shows that when stress hormones stay elevated, we become more reactive, less patient, and more threat sensitive. Everything feels like a problem to solve. Now, Stephen Porges' work on the nervous system explains something else. We cannot fully access social connection while our body still feels it's in defense mode. Your body doesn't know the difference between a hostile email and a physical threat. It just knows pressure. If you walk inside still in defense mode, you don't connect. You evaluate, you correct, or you withdraw. And that's how shutdown begins. Not because you don't care, but because you didn't transition. This isn't therapy. This is regulation for leadership. 10 minutes before the handle turns. So first, minute 1 through 2, the physiological downshift. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 6 to 8 seconds. Longer exhale stimulates the vagus nerve, which supports the calm, socially engaged state of your nervous system. Do 10 slow breaths. You're not relaxing, you're switching gears. Next, minute 3 through 5. Close open loops. Psychologists describe something called the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks stay mentally active. Ask yourself, what is still open from today? Name it. Don't solve it, just contain it. You might even say, I'll handle that at 8:30 tomorrow. When you label it, you reduce the cognitive load. You tell your brain it's parked. Minutes 6 through 8, the identity shift. Now ask yourself, who does my family need me to be right now? Not what do I feel like doing. Leadership is choosing your state before your state chooses you. Maybe they need you steady, present, playful, attentive, decided on purpose. Finally, minutes 9 and 10. Script the first 60 seconds. Research from John Gottman's work on relationships shows that the beginning of interactions after separation carries disproportionate weight. So script it. Walk in, make eye contact, give your wife a real 6-second kiss. Get on one knee to greet your kids at eye level. Put your phone down for 5 full minutes. You are setting tone, and atmosphere follows behavior. Now contrast it. You walk in mid-thought. Your wife asks you how your day was, and you say, fine. Your kids want to show you something, you say, well, give me a second. Dinner feels flat, and later you feel disconnected, slightly irritated, and you're not sure why. That's not weakness, that's unregulated carryover. Shutdown rarely begins with conflict, it begins with depletion. The strongest men don't just provide resources, they regulate atmosphere. Children co-regulate off their parents. Spouses mirror tones. Stress spreads, but so does calm. Calm strength is controlled power. Now, scriptures talk about being slow to anger and quick to listen. That's not passivity, that's mastery under pressure, and mastery requires transition. Tonight, don't rush inside. Sit for 10 minutes. Breathe. contain the day, choose who you're going to be, and then walk in like a man who leads his home on purpose. Now, if this resonates, subscribe, comment, reset if you're going to try it tonight, and share this with the man who sits in his driveway longer than he admits, because the handle doesn't just open the door, it opens your influence.